Well, I guess, do you feel fans are, it's a two-part. Do you feel like fans are too entitled? And also, do you think that fans don't know what they want from an artist or from an album?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
100%.
I feel like it
Fans.
depends on the artist though. And hear me, and I think it depends on what the person is saying. So just hear me out. So if you have an artist who's not like talking about new music, or they're not like saying like, oh, new music is dropping soon, and the fans are like begging for new music, that's different because they're quiet. But if you're like running your mouth saying like, oh, so and so's gonna drop something, like something's dropping soon or whatever, and then they don't do it, then like I feel like as a fan that kind of upsets me because like you could have just not said anything at all. So like for example, like Kendrick, he doesn't talk about like, oh, new music is coming or whatever, right? So like no one's like, obviously as fans like we want him to drop, but no one's like pissed off about it. Versus like ASAP Rocky has been talking about that shit for years, and he's finally doing it now. But it's just like, why even say anything if you wasn't gonna actually do it? Same with Rihanna, like she talking about, oh, I'm back in that mode to like drop music, blah blah blah. But she said that a couple times at this point, and it's been since 2016. And like as a fan, it's just like, yes, I want the new music, but at the same time, like you can just not say nothing, and then fans won't feel like you're. I wouldn't say lying because there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes that we don't know about. But I rather them just not say anything at all and then drop something versus like keep running at the mouth and then nothing drops. Like, don't piss me off. Like that will just make it worse, honestly.
I mean, I understand ASAP Rocky not dropping an album. If I have
Oh
Rihanna in
yeah.
my bed, fuck that album. The
Yeah.
album can wait. Y'all be lucky to get another album from me. I won. Or one. Two kids. We won. We're not doing anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do feel like fans are entitled in the sense that like we be begging people to drop and they got life going on. Like just imagine somebody coming to your job telling you to do something because they want it every single time. That would drive me crazy. Like I do hate when we get teased with something though. That does bother the hell out of me. But I do feel like we are entitled as fans. And it's okay too though. Like when Kendrick like doesn't drop, I'm like, damn man, a Kendrick album would be good right now in this moment. But it is what it is for me. But how about the rest of y'all?
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, my gripe is like fans, and I'm guilty of doing it at times as well, but just fans having like some sort of entitlement about what the artist should drop. Um
Mm,
the main example that we all know is the Andre 3000 example. And the reason I say that is because like it's a pretty, I can understand both sides, okay? Like I can understand like people have not heard like a hip hop album from Andre 3000 in 20 years. I can understand people being like, yeah, we want an Andre 3000 hip hop album. But he has said numerous times and he has put out songs that are not hip hop, and he has said that he is not interested in doing a rap album. Yet people will still complain and bitch and moan and do all this stuff and like, oh yeah, we don't want it. We don't want the flute. We on the rebel. We on the riot. It gets annoying after a while because
yeah.
at that point, you're just disrespecting someone's artistry.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. Autumn, I do like your perspective. I didn't think about that, but I'm more on Kendall's side. Yeah, it's like people don't know what you don't know what you want. You could say that we all like Jamal just said, like, oh, I'm a Kendrick fan too. Be like, oh, it'd be nice for a Kendrick album, but like you don't even know what it would sound like. You don't know what is going on. I remember before he put out Mr. Morale, everybody was like, oh, well, there's rumors it's gonna be a rock album. Like,
hmm
y'all don't know what you want. Don't say anything about the music. Don't say anything about what the artist should do with their sound or with their voice or when they should drop. You don't know what you want or when you want it. So just take what you got. I think it's just expectations that ruin music. Like, just go in blind, and if it drops, and that's cool. Like I'm not sitting here anticipating another Frank Ocean album, really. And that's fine if he doesn't drop another one, but I'm not going to be like, all right, when he does drop, it should be more like channel, like I'm not doing that or trying to put some type of level that the artist should reach or like something that like all right when you drop again you should like when Rocky drops I'm not expecting him to sound like Testing. I'm not expecting anything from ASAP Mob. You're with Rihanna now. You could try singing if all you want. I don't care. But like yeah, no more expectations. No more expectations. Fans are annoying.
Yeah. I think Frank Ocean is well potentially. I think he's in that kind of that spot now. Like the same spot with D'Angelo. Like it's been like
Yeah,
D'Angelo's been making music for like 30 fucking years. And he has 3 albums. But guess what? Those 3 albums are fucking amazing.
all classic.
So
Mhm.
and the same thing with Frank. So I feel like, like you can't complain too much because he's given you his all for everything. So I
Mhm.
think he's owed a little bit of leeway and he's owed a little bit of, time, or he's owed a choice to not put out music.
Yeah,
I think with Frank Ocean, it's his fan base.
absolutely.
It's his fan base because the D'Angelo example is a great example. Nobody like we don't press D'Angelo about giving us an album like that.
Because we know he ain't gonna give it to us.
Well, we know he's not going to give it to us, but we also know D'Angelo is going to take time with his
Mm-hmm.
projects. He also is somebody who like you'll hear him on another song and you didn't even know he was doing background vocals and shit like that. But I stopped having expectations because of To Pimp a Butterfly because I wanted Kendrick to have another album that sounded like Section 80. And
Mm,
To Pimp a Butterfly came out and I was like, oh shit, I got something better than what I wanted, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I think when you go in there with expectations of like, oh, I need it to sound like this and blah, 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 you're just going to be disappointed. Like,
Yeah.
you're just going to be
yeah.
So
disappointed.
I will say, so in terms of that, what if the singles are just not complementary to the entire body of work?
Yeah,
That happens often though.
That's
often.
how To Pimp a Butterfly was to me because it's like I heard the thing is the single version of I that was
Hmm.
released.
Hmm.
I was like, I'm not really fucking with this. But then I heard the album version. I was like, oh, this is more perfectly sequenced for the album because it's a live version, and then it breaks into that scuffle, and then Kendrick's doing that little like monologue type thing.
Megus.
Like it just fit better. But and I didn't really love King Kuta as a single either. Like
Was
It
that a
took
it
me a
single?
was
minute.
cool,
I'm not
but
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
it
Yeah.
was all right. But it's just like you're using this as a single.
Hey, hey.
That's fair.
Well, when you hear the album, though, it's like, what could have been a single?
Exactly.
But at the same time, it was a
Like maybe
response.
these walls and
Yeah.
that's it.
But that ain't no single, like, if you listen to what he's saying in that song.
It was a
True.
response. That's what I'm saying. He's like, y'all motherfuckers sitting on my throne. Like, yo.
So
Yeah.
because even there's been albums where I didn't like the single, but then like the album comes out and I like everything but the single. Like even Jid's album, The Forever Story, the single surround sound, it's cool, but like that song was out so long before it even took off.
Right. Right.
And it's only because TikTok, if we're being real.
Hmm.
That's probably the worst song on the album. Like,
I wouldn't
in
say the
my
worst,
opinion.
I wouldn't say the
but
What's
worst.
it's
worse than that?
Worse
um
than surround sound?
Yeah.
Hold on. That was
Oh yeah, it's the worst song. I'm looking at the track list. It's the worst, in my opinion.
are you
okay,
saying
yeah.
worse in comparison to, or are you saying because you don't like the song at all?
I think the song's cool. The song don't go with the album
It does,
at
I mean,
all.
eh,
It
I,
don't go
I,
with
I
like
agree. I
it don't
agree.
go with what he's trying to like say. Because after surround sound, you get Cody Blue,
Right. Yeah.
which
Cody Blue. That's
all right, I'll take it
yeah.
back.
that
Yeah.
song hits a lot different now. I'll tell you now, like,
Oh, for sure.
whew, that's a song I
Yeah.
can't listen to on certain.
Not can't punk me. Can't punk me.
That shit is hard. What?
Not it's
I don't
hard.
think
It's
it's,
hard, but
Surround Sound is a good song.
I think it's a good song. I don't think it should have been on this album.
it shouldn't have because it came out, yeah, 2022, like way early, way early.
The reason why
January. That was January. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
it don't fit, like Can't Punk Me fits because it comes right after. The sequences
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably what it is.
Right after crack sandwich too. Yeah. Yeah. I get that.
Cause I even like Baby Tate on that song. Wish
I
she
wish
had
he
a
was
longer
on it. I wish
verse.
he was on it more.
I
Like
wish she
he
had a
doesn't.
longer verse. Yeah.
I agree. But going back to what you were saying about D'Angelo, and the Untitled Fans, like D'Angelo even slowed down performing and putting out music because of how he's being perceived while performing. He had
Mm-hmm.
that one, I forget what's the song? No, How Does It Feel?
How does it feel?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he did, after he did his How Does It Feel video,
they wanted to see him
women that was
naked
going
every
to his
time.
show, take it off, take the shirt off. And he's like, yo, I'm trying to be respected as an actual artist, and y'all just trying to sexualize me. So I'm gonna
They
just fall
said
back.
they pulled the Denzel. They said, "I'm leaving here with something."